Hey guys, welcome back to Pixel Plot Productions. This time around, we are reviewing Lilo and Stitch, the 2025 live-action remake of the animation classic from 2002.
Should rather watch that one.
Honestly, yeah, this movie was a giant waste of time. As all of the live-action Disney remakes have been a total waste of time. Why waste your time on just the inferior version with less impressive effects, worse acting, and just worse story too?
Exactly. The acting was really bad. I don't know if it was just you, but man, I felt like it was like a B-lister movie. Like Disney money.
Disney, they have the money to do whatever they want. They print money. Same with Amazon Prime. They just print money. So I don't know why they don't put more money on to maybe, getting additional takes for these actors. I don't know. Look, I don't want to be too harsh, right? So we have a first-time actor this time around playing the role of Lilo. I forget her name. But look, she's a kid, right? We can't be too harsh on her, but she's definitely a child actor. I'm sure when she matures, she'll put on a better performance, but in this movie, not the best.
Oh yeah, exactly. I personally, I didn't think she was as bad, like her character, as most people think or say that she is. But I did think her acting was kind of bad. But it's like you said, she's a child actor, and she'll get better. That's if Hollywood doesn't destroy her soul, huh?
I know, yeah. We can only hope. Overall, the acting was okay, but there's only so much these actors can do with the material they're given, because this movie is written a lot worse than the 2002 film. They decided to make quite a few changes with this new one. So Captain Gontu isn't in this film, and they introduced an entirely new character named Tutu, or whatever her name is. She plays the neighbor of Lilo and Stitch, and I have a problem with this character for a few reasons. The biggest one being is that she's the one responsible for Lilo adopting Stitch. In the original movie, Nani overhears Lilo making the wish that she wants a real friend. And out of the kindness in her heart, right, and wanting to help out her little sister after all the tribulation and stuff they've gone through. I mean, they just lost their parents, right? She takes Lilo to go adopt a dog, to have a companion. And that's where they find Stitch, and the whole movie ensues. But in this one, it's just the neighbor, and it just feels cheap.
Yeah, it feels out of place. I mean, it takes away. It's kind of like how you said. It takes away the impact that her parents died.
I think this movie, one thing that it did a lot worse than the original is the emotional connection between Lilo and Stitch. Now, you do see a connection between them in this movie, right? And they do a decent job of it. But in the original, I don't know, they seem a lot more closer. They fight and they make up, and their relationship seems more real in the animated movie, or at least more sincere. In this movie, Nani and Lilo, it seems like they fight more, at least have more tension between them, and you feel less of the love, more the tension, which might be more real for this situation, but it didn't feel as true to the animated as I'd like. Now, someone's performance that I say I was disappointed in was Zach Galifianakis. I'm a huge fan of Zach, and I love his work. I think he's hilarious in all of his roles, but this movie, he wasn't as funny as I wanted him to be. I don't know if it's just because they made him, confined to the Disney cringe comedy, or if he wasn't allowed much freedom, or what the deal was. But I don't know, he felt very tame, and especially he didn't feel true to the original character for the animated series. And matter of fact, he plays the villain in this movie, which is completely wrong. It's in this movie, Captain Gontu is completely absent, and in his place, Zach Galifianakis is the one who's solely hunting Stitch, and is his responsibility, and he ends up kind of being the bad guy that ends up getting the bad ending. So he doesn't. It's very different from the original in that sense.
Not only that, I feel like this movie is super tone deaf. Not only did they change that aspect where they made him the villain, but they also changed the ending, which was more like a more, Disney-fied commercial, stay in school type of message. I thought that was kind of, like I said, I think that was very tone deaf. Mm-hmm. There's other things like the guy that's eating the ice cream, the original meme.
Oh yeah.
They changed him into an islander, which completely misses the point. There was supposed to be a tourist.
Yeah, no, exactly. It was supposed to be a tourist, and I will say that joke they tried doing in the original, like most of this movie, it's just not as funny. They tried doing a lot of the same jokes or similar scenes, stuff like that, but it doesn't have the same charm and a lot of the same stuff that you can do in animation as well too, to really exaggerate certain things. All right, no, I don't want to completely just trash this movie. There were a few positives. Like, I think Stitch looks fantastic in this movie. The CGI is great. I think he looks very accurate. So no complaints there on how Stitch looks. And do you have any other positives you want to give it?
Nah, I think this movie's a hot piece of cat shit. Nah, but I'm just kidding. I mean, if I had kids, I would show them this movie. I think it would be fun for kids, but I mean, I'm not in the demographic to be watching this movie. It's honestly really boring to me.
Exactly. It is not for us. It's meant for people who really love the original. Honestly, even if you really love the original, I think you're going to be disappointed by this. But it's mostly meant for kids. Maybe show them a movie they might not have seen or didn't grow up with. So it's kind of like reintroducing these old Disney stories to a newer audience, which I understand that. But at the end of the day, I can't help but get the feeling that all these remakes are just cash grabs.
Just watch the original, re-release the original.
Exactly, yeah. Re-release the original in theaters, Disney, if anything. Show the younger generation the bangers you were putting out back in the day. You're making some absolute hits.
Absolutely, some bangers. Which this movie is not. I think the big problem of these live action Disney movies is that they don't understand the original concept of what they were making. It's like making a remake without the soul. First of all, I don't get why they have to do it for movies. With video games, I understand. I mean, you can add things to it, change the gameplay a little bit. But for movies, I mean, at least make them better than the original concept. Like I said, I feel like this movie is just tone deaf. And to be honest, I'd rather rewatch the original on repeat than sit through this whole version again. I mean, they really dropped the ball with this one. It honestly feels like it's just a nostalgic cash grab than anything else.
I agree. It does feel like a nostalgic cash grab like most of these remakes do. And one thing that really shows that to me is how they handled Stitch's character in this movie. In this movie, they try to go bigger and crazier and louder and more wacky with Stitch and all the hijinks he gets into, but it came across as way too crazy, and I don't know, he was annoying me in the movie, honestly. At a certain point, I was like, dude, like, calm the fuck down. Like, even I was stressing out for Nani. I was like, damn, like, how the fuck are you gonna make it with these two troublemakers on it? But, I mean, so I guess you could say that's an advantage to the film, I guess. Another good thing that the film does. And another thing, too, Stitch actually had an arc in the original animated movie. He was learning how to become part of a family, not just a mindless monster meant to destroy. Like, he learns what it means to be, Ohana, family and all that stuff. Which is the core of that film, family. But in this movie, he doesn't have an arc at all. He's just fucking Stitch, and the film expects you to just remember Stitch. No, you know Stitch from the last movie, and it doesn't really try to build him up or his character. It's like the movie didn't even understand the core message of the last movie with, Ohana and family. I mean, they send off Nani at the end of the movie to college, like away from Lilo. Like, how does that make sense? I mean, they have like the portal thing, so they're always stick together. But I just thought it was a pointless change, that one, and it's like a lot of the changes in this remake, they just don't add anything at all. And I think one of the biggest offenses to this film might be the character of David. In this movie, David, he's a fucking spaz. He's like a virgin loser, like he sucks, right? No, but in the original, he's smooth as hell. Like, he's trying to get at Nani, but he understands he's going through stuff. But he's just a lot smoother in the animated. In this one, he's just complete total spaz.
No, yeah, for sure. He definitely rides the short bus in this movie. Matter of fact, every character rides the short bus in this movie. I hated every single character. Yeah. If someone put a gun on my head and told me, what do you like about the new this fucking movie? I'd say I really like the space sections. I really like how the CGI looked there. And the little politics they were trying to put in space. I like that. But everything on Earth was just stupid. I mean, it didn't even feel like they were in Hawaii. I felt like it was just like a basic beach, right?
No, it really did feel like a basic beach. It didn't feel very Hawaii. Okay, so that being said, what would you give this movie as your final rating?
Honestly, man, I don't know if I was just in a bad mood or what the fuck. But honestly, I give this movie a 2. A 2 out of 10.
Wow. Okay.
It was really bad. I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all.
Okay, that's fair. I wouldn't go that low. I would give it a 5 out of 10. Painfully average, not special at all. There were a couple emotional scenes that I think, that had some heart in it, but overall it was just poorly written movie. Some people just kind of phoned it in, kind of looking at you, Zach. But I don't know. Yeah, just I wouldn't recommend it. 5 out of 10.
I mean, if you were hoping for a nostalgic revival or a fresh take on a beloved classic, I mean, think again. I wouldn't waste my time with this movie. But I mean, let me know down below in the comments. Tell me if I'm dumb for thinking this or whatnot. But yeah, I honestly hated this movie.
No, yeah, let us know what you guys think. Maybe we're just old, jaded, cynical assholes. You guys let us know.
It's gonna be some kid's favorite movie.
I know, right? And we're just ripping it to shreds. Yeah. Well,
And in 10 years, people are gonna be like, they're gonna make YouTube videos saying, why Lilo and Stitch 2025 best live action movie, best Disney live action movie
I know,
ever
like
made.
better than Citizen Kane, But yeah. Anyway, that's a review. Hope to see you guys in the next one. Bye.
Fuck you.